Hello everyone, welcome to StraightA. Dawson here, back with another video here today. And I will be doing my week 10, week 11? I forgot which one. Power rankings going into week 11 at the very least. Again, still not in the video cam mood, so sorry about that for not seeing my beautiful face. Either way though, wanted to make sure I get this video out before the tomorrow games. I kind of was conceding whether I need to do this video or the fantasy football one till tomorrow. This one will probably get more traction before tomorrow anyway, so I'm just going to upload this one. But we'll be talking about my power rankings going into this week. I feel pretty good about this tier list, and we're going to be talking about, it's not tier list, but it's a rankings. I feel pretty good. We're going to go start to the very right and talk about my 32 through 25 teams. So, 32, you got the Raiders. And I probably should put it right here. Sorry, 32, you got the Raiders. They are by far the worst team I think I've seen play. Brock Bowers, but the only bright spot, they don't have a quarterback. Their defense has been lacking big time, which has been a really good thing for them in the past. The receivers now without Davante Adams is nothing. So, the Raiders are in poverty land right now. Tennessee Titans, you're not much better. Honestly, Calvin Ridley being alive and y'all kind of winning games has kept y'all in not the last place for the last little bit. You're starting to get down there. You and the Raiders basically battling out for it, especially with the number 30 team, the Panthers, doing actually kind of decent lately. They're actually looking like a competent team, at least in a general sense of bad teams. I would never count on the Panthers to beat any team 24 and above, pretty much. But honestly, in games against Jacksonville, the Saints, Jets, Giants, Patriots, I would not be betting against them. Their offense isn't terrible. Their defense has made plays. And the run game has actually been probably one of the better run games in the league. So, good for the Panthers. Patriots, you're slightly better overall team because you're being coached better. Seems like you compete in closer games, so you're slightly better. Giants, damn. I swear, if I wasn't playing by my own rules, you'd be at 32. Because I could argue that they are in the same kind of tier as Titans Raiders. I think they suck. I think the run game is the only thing keeping them alive. Plus, their defensive line is kind of good. Only when Dexter Lawrence is there. It's really pitiful. But honestly, not a team that's not too much better than them, who had a major hype around them. The New York Jets. You trade for Davante Adams, and you have gotten almost nothing the last 3 games. You've done almost nothing with your team since then. It's just pitiful. It's actually just a fucking disgrace. Aaron Rodgers playing shit. The defense is not playing like anything like they did last year. Garrett Wilson, Davante Adams make plays, mostly Garrett Wilson, and that's about it. This team is not looking good. And honestly, people are going to think I'm crazy. I think the Saints are a slightly better team than them right now, because the Saints, at least when healthy, look like a competent team, and at least the Saints have an excuse to be bad. Derek Carr is kind of playing better than Aaron Rodgers. The defense, even though it's hurt, is probably playing better than the Jets defense. The Saints are basically an upgraded Jets by like a decimal point more than in every position except for receiver. It's just crazy. Jacksonville, you're playing like shit. Trevor Lawrence is out for the season, so I'll give Mac Jones one more week till you start tanking, because you're probably going to go down to Giants, Titans, Raiders tier pretty soon. But yeah, this is essentially the tier list I have right here for it. I know Jets being this low, but they've been playing like shit. This is the exact order I like it. Going into the next tier now, the rest of the half of this team. We got Dolphins at 24. They're starting to look better. Tua is starting to come back a little bit alive. They can get Tyreek Hill involved. I would feel more confident. Now I'm trying to, what the heck? Why is there we go. The Dolphins, I think across the board are looking slightly better. Defense is playing up the bar. The receivers outside of Tyreek Hill have been doing well. Tua's getting more comfortable again. The run game's pretty good. This team's kind of looking up more. Brown's kind of same case there. Jameis, he just slings the ball. Defense has been playing a little bit better. Nick Chubb is starting to look a little bit more in form every week. So these two teams are kind of trending upwards away from the terrible tier here. The Bears, they're trending towards like the Saints tier down pretty soon. I don't think they can get much worse than that because their defense is still pretty solid. But Caleb Williams sucks. The receivers, even though the name value's there, suck. DeAndre Swift is just a running back. It sucks. Cardinals, sneaky good team. They are climbing up there silently but steadily. They are winning games. They're dominating games. I mean, dominating Jets at this point is not very impressive, but they are doing some good stuff there. Kyler's not looking bad. The run game is very competent. The defense is playing very, very solidly. It's just across the board. They may not be doing anything flashy where they're going up tons of points. They're winning games. They're beating teams out. That's what the Cardinals have been doing. It's been very, very good to see them do what they have been. They are in 21. Chargers, kind of the same thing there. I think they are slowly kind of ramping things back up. Justin Herbert looks good. The run game has been pretty good. The receivers have been pretty good. And the defense has always been solid. Nothing like too extraordinary, but pretty damn solid. So Chargers, I like in the 20 spot right now. But sneakily, these two teams could be pretty much in top half dead pretty damn soon if they keep on winning and kind of solidify themselves against higher ranked teams. The Cowboys, just they're fucking poverty. They used to be a top 5 team. Now they are number 19. The only reason they're still this high is because I'm having some slight hope that defense can pull things together and be itself again. Cooper Rush, 1 week has not been very good, but maybe they can kind of ramp things up. Maybe they can win some games. Who knows? Likely not. Colts, you're the definition of like a 15 through 18 team, like the most average of teams. Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson, no matter who you put in, you're going to be around this range. Your run game's pretty good. Your defense is fine. Your quarterback's the only big question mark. Whatever. Falcons, kind of the same case there for you. For some reason, the Falcons are one of the best teams in a given week, and then one of the worst teams in a given week. I've moved them up one despite the loss because they still look damn good. But this team is just the weirdest. This is the weirdest ranked team. Because they'll sometimes do good, sometimes do bad. Whatever. 17 spot feels pretty good for you. So yeah, it goes Falcons, Colts, Cowboys. I'm kind of doing some like a smell test here too. Chargers, Cowboys. Chargers kind of a weird one, but again, I like the Chargers and don't like the Cowboys, so go figure. Everything else I think is decently reasonable. Dolphins feel a little low, but that's also because they've been sucking the last couple weeks. Moving up to the 9 through 16 tier. I know there's going to be one thing that's already like, oh my gosh, you're fucking biased, but yeah, probably. The Seahawks at number 16. They're just fine. Again, probably pretty much like the Colts and Falcons. They're pretty much a team that lives in the middle tier, pretty much. I don't have much to say about you. You sometimes win, you sometimes do bad, you sometimes do well. I don't know. It's pretty weird. Vikings, they are starting to lose a lot of momentum. Fuck you all for saying they're a top 5 team because we are seeing the real them. They are a top half team. No matter, yes, I get that. They are a top half team. They're, arguably at one point a top 10 team. But at this point, they are in the conversation of the playoffs as a team-based thing. Not necessarily because of record, but as a team, they are somewhere in the conversation. Yes, that's why I'm putting them at 15. Are they too low? Because, oh my gosh, or are they too high? I don't know. I feel like everybody's going to hate me for this spot, but Vikings are 15. I've been calling it this whole time. This is around the spot they should live because we're starting to see who the Vikings fucking are. If I could have my webcam on, I would flip you off because fuck you. Broncos, yes, they are a playoff team. Let's fucking give a round of applause for the fucking Broncos. Listen, I really debated about this one. They've been going up the tiers for a while now because their defense has been playing well, their offense has been putting up points, and they've been winning good games, they've been losing very close games. They're a team that has gradually moved up, kind of like the Cardinals and Chargers I see in the future, and they've gotten to the point of like they were 16, now they're 14, because guess what? They were basically a field goal away. Yes, they didn't win 100%. They put up the stats against one of the best teams in the NFL, undefeated team, division rival, however you want to put it. The Broncos have deserved their spot because at least they've been consistent in doing the games they've been doing, while the Seahawks, the Vikings, the Falcons, and the Colts all arguably have not been. Now, obviously, when you get to 13, why are the Bengals so high? Because they have so many losses. They're still one of the best if you put maybe rank all the offenses in the league, the Bengals would only be just outside the top 5 purely because their offensive line isn't the best, but they would still be easily a top 5 conversation. Their defense has been playing way better. They've had a tough schedule. They have not lost horrible games lately. Beginning of the season was pretty rough. They are easily a top 10 team that has been doing a very top 10 or bottom 10 type job. I'm still putting them at 13 for now. Crucify me if you want. Then we have a bunch of swaps here. So we got Washington Rams swapping and the Steelers and Bucks swapping. 12 Rams. Again, their defense has been playing better. Their receivers are back. Matthew Stafford looks fine. They just need to win more games. Commanders, kind of the opposite. They've been losing games, but they've been looking good. So, of course, this is after Thursday night's football game. They'll go down probably to depending on how these teams do, probably down to like 13, 14, maybe. But the Cardinals or the Commanders are still a great team. They just need to solidify games more. They're putting up the stats. They're competing against good teams. They just got to actually pan out those wins sometimes, especially against good teams. Bucks. Despite the difficulty they've had, Baker Mayfield continues to do well, and they continue to have close games and win some games. Unfortunately, they're 4-6, and I just don't see them. They'll probably end up right outside the top 14 by the end of the season. This one's probably debatable one too because again, they've been putting up stats, they've been piecing things together, but unfortunately not really resulting in wins. So pretty soon they're probably going to drop down the face of the earth pretty damn soon. Steelers, I mean, arguably this is a top 5 team. Arguably, you could sit here and say, Dawson, why are the Steelers not top 5? And that's purely because there are so many good teams that haven't been winning. The Steelers have been winning. And arguably, again, on paper, they should probably be a top 5 team. However, I'm a biased fuck, and we're going to talk about the top 8 teams here. I just cannot put the Steelers above any of the top 8 teams at this moment in time. This is genuinely what I believe the order of the top 8 teams is. And I know you see pretty much some swap differences here. I'll talk about it in a second. Steelers, arguably, very, very damn good team. Could be in top 5 conversation. I'm not quite ready just yet. I'm not quite ready. I want to see this offense do more, and I just want to see it. Texans. They've really not looked the greatest in some games. They really have not. They had a close game with the Lions. They didn't look great on offense. Their defense played pretty damn good, but honestly, mostly due to the defensive line. A lot of those interceptions they got off, were really just good plays from the Texans. So it's very, very curious what I should do with the Texans here. I'm gonna keep them at 8 for now, but this is an interesting spot. Texans are like one of those teams I could see swapping with the Steelers here pretty soon. Eagles, honestly, again, kind of the Steelers conversation. They are arguably a top 5 team. Kind of a Steelers and Bengals conversation, honestly. The Eagles are arguably a top 5 team that have not played the best in the beginning of the season, but now are starting to ramp things up. The run game is literal greatness. And if the run game doesn't work, guess what? They have A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. Jalen Hurts doesn't look horrible. He's a competent quarterback. That's all you can really say. Next 4 teams are pretty much the same conversations we've had every week. Bills, they're awesome. They just got to get more consistent with the stat. I shouldn't say stats, but how they look. 49ers, top 5. Everybody's going to be like, oh my God, why are they still top 5? They're like 5-4. Oh my God, why you don't know ball? That's exactly the comments I'm getting right now as you're looking at this list. The 49ers, on paper, are still easily one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFL. Now, Brandon Ayuk being hurt, yes. CMC's back, or CMC was hurt for a lot of it. Now CMC's back. Jawan Jennings has still continued to look great. Brock Purdy still continues to put up stats, even though he loses his weapons every fucking week. It feels like one of the guys is always hurt. Defense is playing out of their mind. Lately, they're starting to pick up steam, and this is what I thought the 49ers would be. Sure, they haven't been winning games. I guarantee you, over the next couple weeks, they're going to be 6-4, 7-4, 8-4, and people are like, oh my gosh, 49ers are so good, and then forget all about them being like 3-4, 2-4, whatever it was, beginning of the season. Because the 49ers have been playing good. They've not resulted in good wins, and they've had very unfortunate missteps here that they've had to recover week by week. And they played tough teams. Arguably, they played the Chiefs. It's a Super Bowl rematch. Should they have won that? Probably. But either way, they lost against a very damn good team. They've lost close games and lost good games. They've had their ups and downs. They've lost divisional games. It's been very tough for the 49ers. They're still a top 5 team. Packers, people are going to hate me for this too. Genuinely believe Jordan Love gets his shit together. This is easily a top 5 team. Easily top 5 team. I think it's an easily top 5 team now because literally across the board, the only question mark I have that isn't like at least a B-, B+ type beat is Jordan Love. Jordan Love has been hurt up and down. With Malik Willis, we've realized how good the Packers can be. The defense has been playing well. Offensive line is great. The run game is awesome. This is a great team. This is genuinely a great team. I just need to see them actually do more with Jordan Love. And they've been winning games. That's an important part that people don't realize. They've been winning games and doing damn well. Chiefs, they're 9-0. Guess what? They're in a 3 spot. Arguably, people could say, oh my gosh, why are they not number 1? Because these 2 teams have been doing something special. These 2 teams have been putting up motherfucking hospitals. These offenses and defenses, if you haven't seen Lamar Jackson's MVP campaign this year, fucking crazy. Obviously he's not the greatest passer in the world. He has great rushing ability, very few interceptions, a lot of passing yards. And they're not even to mention Derrick Henry, who's on track to be like 2,000 yards still, I think, or maybe just below that now. This offense is doing insane stuff. And then the defense is doing also pretty damn good work. One of the toughest defenses in the league. And that's why they went above the Lions this week. Jared Goff made some mistakes. Not all of them his fault. But, they showed some weakness. And even though the Ravens have 2 more losses, I feel like the Ravens have dominated more good teams. These 2 teams, defensively and offensively, have been leagues above the Chiefs. Lions played the Chiefs this year. Lions would win hands down. Now, granted, I would say the same things about the Ravens, and they didn't. So, Chiefs win games. The Ravens and Lions, Lions win games too. Lions and Chiefs basically win games. Lions actually put up the stats. Ravens have been doing both. It's just arguably they've been losing a couple games they probably shouldn't have either. Tomato. I'm not gonna lie to you. A couple wins, like 2 wins or less, 2 or so wins over another team. I'm not too pressed about it. The Ravens are my favorite going into the playoffs at this moment. Seeing how they've been playing has been insane. Beating the Bengals in offense and defense defense and offense is damn insane. When Lamar Jackson actually almost outduels Joe Burrow, and technically does outduel Joe Burrow, insane. Especially when your defense is preventing one of the best offenses in the league. It's just crazy. Ravens number 1. Again, it's one of those things where it's a little weird. Like, do you go this? Bengals over Broncos, Broncos over Vikings, Vikings over Seahawks, Seahawks over Falcons. I mean, I'm just looking through this. I 100% think I could agree. Steelers are a little bit low team. Eagles arguably a little low. Then you can maybe have a conversation about the Packers and 49ers, though I think this is not even close. And I would stand by this top 3 in this order, 100%. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will be editing this and putting it out tonight. So I hope you guys enjoyed. See y'all next one.